Oh, but it's such fun to
Now,
progress.
we found this documentation. I don't know if it, this is absolutely outstanding. Flip it, one page, go with it.
Yep.
Stop, back up, stop, back, right there. That's Albert,
I wondered if you.
our shipbreaker. And if you get, we get, one more, there. We get that many pages of information about him. Then it ships over to Samuel, his brother. And away we get 2 pages of information on that.
I don't know if you noticed this, but there's a Schneider there too. Just so you know.
Yeah, Joseph
You're related to
Schneider.
Schneiders.
Joseph.
You're related to him.
You're related.
No, you are.
No, you are.
So those
Moving
are
right along.
Oliver Clark Gann's brothers, for those of us who are from that land.
Okay? That's just information about the route and so forth. Go on. This is important because there is a possibility, that's Carson, there is a possibility that Tom Gann or one of the family were involved with him. The early Tom Gann or their father, we don't know. But there's some association because at least they got the word of what they did. Okay? And then, of course, that's the old Remington painting. Abbott's Pass, that's Highway 4. Go on, keep going. That's the road route, takes you right over the hill, not passable in the winter. They shut it. As soon as it snows, forget it, they close it. Where the little circle is, Gann's Meadow. Still exists today. The signage is pretty much gone. You're going to see a slide in a second. Go ahead. You're going to see a slide in a second.
Southwest.
By the way,
That's
the
the path.
big trees, that's where they danced on the tree stump. If any of you know that story, one of those 2 stories that I just gave you, that's where the stumps are. They were giant sequoia redwoods.
Here, this is Gann's Meadow.
And that's what it would have looked like this winter. I guarantee you.
That picture should have been on the next slide, but oh well.
It didn't do it?
I'm not changing yet.
Next.
They're still reading.
Okay. Well, you're pushing me.
I am pushing you because you're going off
No,
on
you're not.
rabbit trails.
You're standing over there.
So Charlie Gann, the only place on land.
Yes, he did. He did. Now, the interesting thing, poor Charlie had himself a problem. He sold property up there, which he thought was his, and then the government came and surveyed it. And of course, they took what they wanted, and then he promptly told him that, oh, you just sold government land. And it took them a long time to get that one sorted out.
Oh boy.
And by the way, just to give you, I just had my property in Siskiyou County. My bottom corner of my property is a U.S. government marker, right there. That's my property corner. They moved it up and to the east just a while back. My property shifted, whatever it was they decided, because they said the surveyor was wrong. So my property moved. Now, what I got out of it was a little bit better water course.
So be happy.
There's what it exists like today, and we could not find it when my wife and I went there. There's the trailhead that takes you to the Sierra Crest Trail system. Any of you seen the Sierra Crest Pacific Trail? That's where that one goes. Now, here's what it looks like up there from one of the lookouts. I like this one better than the one I took. I had a pretty nice one, and this is superior. That's what they went across with wagons.
This is where they
These are the
dance on
trees, and it was like this big fella here that had been cut off, maybe larger. Those are huge trees.
I've been on the stump where they dance.
It's gone.
I've been to it.
I might stand it. No, it's
The
there.
stump is still there,
Okay,
yeah.
all right.
And they've like,
I'll
they've
take your
treated the
word.
wood,
I'll take your word for it.
so it's preserved.
There's our store. Moving along. Go ahead. Now, for some of you who wonder, this is how. And that's how we fit into this scheme of things. Back up, somebody wanted back? When I do my paper, that'll be in it. Got it all? Is that okay? My father is buried right between them. Seriously. James
That
Harvey
keep the
Miller,
peace?
and that's my great grandfather. What's that?
I said, is he buried between them to keep the peace?
Well, of course.
Separated.
They both liked him more than they liked each other.
By the way, absolute piercing blue eyes. That man looks exactly like my grandfather's
The eyes look
brother.
white to me.
You could, if he were to, that picture and lay it beside my grandfather's brother, you would not be able to tell them apart. Okay? My great-grandfather, my grandfather, those two that we just saw, their daughter, Sarah, and the rest of the family. There are 3 more that come after these.
You told them.
Lift up prices report.
Huh?
Lift up prices report.
Is that the
Thank you very
other
much.
paper?
That's the other paper. Thank you, sir. There.
Oh,
We'll get that one published because it is a wonderful account of the trip and building up to the trip. It's an excellent account. I was rather surprised it wasn't known to you. Now, this is some of the family crossovers and why I was able to stand up here so many times during the photo sessions. And there's even more, but these are the ones that are specific. The others I got to play with a little bit. Okay.
hey, how many are there?
I don't know.
You said it at the beginning.
Yet to be discovered.
Don't know. There's going to be more.
There will be.
Hit it, go slow.
Hit.
This is the section of the valley, roughly from anywhere around here to here is in the north end of the valley where the Ganns are right now. They're all over there. Mendocino County, that, let's see, is that the lake? Yes, that's Clear Lake. One of the most interesting things I found is that I had family right over the hill, directly east of my family in Lake County. They may have farmed in exactly the same ground that my grandfather and grandmother farmed. Didn't know that they were there. If my grandfather knew them, nobody ever said anything to me. I knew nothing about them. Nothing. Go ahead. Move on.
Yeah, there's.
Move on.
I'm trying. I
Ethel,
have too many buttons.
this is one of the locations where several of the Ganns are buried. This is directly east of French camp, which is by Stockton. There's several Ganns buried in there. The others are out much farther east from there at Milton. Go on.
Just
Go
in
on.
case you were wondering, this is the Atlanta Methodist Cemetery, and Isaac Wilson Gann and Allie Ann Porter, his wife, were buried there, and it's on Lone Tree Road.
It's that space there. Go on. Okay. Milton is there. There's Milton.
Let me
That
zoom in.
area that we just talked about, you go down into there. There's Highway 4, by the way.
Copperopolis. That's a fun name.
Yeah.
I remember saying
This
that
is
when
what
we
they
went
were
there.
raising cattle and so forth on. Then they took it up the hill to Gann's Meadow to green, hot summertime. The valley floor gets warm.
It does.
And it gets muggy and it gets ugly. So you go up the higher elevation and the stock do better. And they drove constantly up and down. I was going to show any,
That? Anything on that?
yeah, this is the south end of the valley. They covered all this area and along the fringe edge of the foothills. Anything along Highway 49, Gann's touched, I'll guarantee it. If nothing else, they hauled freight over it because they hauled their freight out of this area right here into the southern mines. They went up through this area and down they went, hauling freight all up and down there, lots of it. Okay, move,
Anyway,
move.
so
There's the
Carol,
book. If you don't have that and you're interested, that's the first big major move.
these are all the things we used.
These are a bibliography. I
And
did
there's
that
more.
for Bill.
Yeah.
And for Thea, she's.
I didn't know I did it for Bill. You didn't do any of it.
And I didn't do this.
No. You should try to next time.
And I raised his father, and his father was just like that.
Come
So-
on, Louis, they're just like you.
Who's that?
You notice his name.
Put your hand over your head so I can see you. Yes.
Okay, it's over.
That's his hand
Go
raised.
away. I mean.
Okay, any
Okay.
questions or anything that we could answer? I hope I can. There's lots of things that were not answered by what I worked on.
Louis, I have to tell you, when I was in Missouri in March, we stopped at an antique store. We like to do that kind of thing. And I'm walking along and they had a half-price sale and I looked down and there was an old 1960s kind of folder, you know, and I
Right.
picked it up and it's a compiled genealogy hand-typed. And I looked at it and it was the Price family.
Really? Did you grab it?
Oh, yes,
Good
of course, and for $1.50. And Mark said, "Are you related to them?" And I said, "Not that I know of."
Yes, you are.
And so he said, "Well, why are you getting it?" And I said, "Because I think it could be of some value." So
Right on.
I'm curious now, when I get back home, I'm going to
Right on.
really flip through
Compare it to
that.
this other Gann report.
Yeah.
Compare it to the other Gann report, and I think you're gonna find yes. In
And
fact,
as-
I'm certain you will. It may be a branch, but it'll be them. Okay?
Just a comment, Louis.
Thank you. There we go.
That's why, seriously, that's why I said, hey, come on. That's why I let him write to me down to Mariposa.
Louis,
Yes,
in 1955, they had floods in California just about like they did this year.
they did.
And October 1st, they had a heck of a time keeping Donner Pass open.
Yep. Okay.
We ended and it was only 30 minutes behind schedule.
Oh, now I get a time report.
Rub it in, rub
Yes.
it in.
I have just a comment. You know, we're theorizing that Leah may be part of Jacob Gann's line, and that's what Bill and Gary published last Gazette or the Gazette before. I found a DNA match between you and a woman who descends from Jacob and me. And if we have our genealogy right in our head, you know, Leah and Jacob and our Isom Isham are
That's
all
who-
one family.
That's
So-
my
so I found
understanding.
it
Bill and I
really-
came to that
Yeah, I
conclusion.
found it really interesting that you and I matched that because we don't have a lot, you know, we don't have that matches. So we'll have to follow that up.
And your sister Dorinda has matches too.
Oh, my sister does better matches than I do on most people. And I'm glad I talked her into that one, because she wasn't interested at all, and I said, please. So she did. I told her it'd be valuable down the road. Okay, any other questions? We can take a break. You done good. Thank you.
Thank you.